And now the final video of the final season of the final time I will ever do this again. Niche versus designer, the seasonal series? What does that even mean? Surf's up, my nostrils. Dr. Magnifiscent here. Welcome back to the Nashville Nose. Cowabunga! The lines drawn between the designer and niche worlds are starting to blur more and more every day. Now you're seeing more niche brands at the mall. So it's not really a common thought in the forefront of the average fragrance consumer's mind. And the average fragrance salesperson isn't gonna specify whether a certain brand is designer or niche. They're just thinking, here, hey, smell. You like? You buy now? Me take commission? Well, that's where a friendly doctor like myself can help you figure out what to look for and for a better price. One thing's for sure though, I love my summer niche fragrances. They allow me to have my lemonade and drink it too, so to speak. Everyone loves freshies. Even the most insane, crazy, artsy-fartsy, eccentric, I love perfumery strictly for the art form type person like myself. Seems like the vast majority of men's marketed fragrances, especially in the designer world, are gonna be those blue, fresh, clean, shower jelly types. But if you explore more into the niche summer scents, you can stay nice and easy and mass appealing, but get a little more unique and stand out above your friends who just shop at Nordstrom. I'm looking forward to wowing each and every single one of you with these 10 summertime niche masterpieces, but first, let me wow you with this little tidbit of information. Niche fragrances may usually cost more than the typical designers, but you know what costs absolutely nothing? A subscription to this channel! Yeah! It's a part of my big summer sale. Starting today, channel subscriptions are now 100% off. It's a deal of a century. Don't pass up on this opportunity. Okay, I couldn't get through it. But yes, subscribing and spreading the word is greatly appreciated over here with the power of grassroots support and word of mouth. It's that whole community thing we always talk about, you know. Just saying, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, let's wrap up this wonderful, awful idea of a saga for good and talk about some niche summer delights. The Doctor is now in. Let's kick this off with a brand new one to my collection, and one I'm happy to categorize as summer beast when it comes to performance. It's Parfums de Marly's Sedley. I just can't help but be a fan of this relatively young niche brand. Not only do nearly all of them have incredible performance, they have so many original scent blends that smell like nothing else out there. And then you get your Sedleys, which smell familiar to other things in the fragrance mainstream, but just done better. It's an improvement to several things already in existence that you can find at Ulta. It's like the ultimate alternative to things like Bleu de Chanel or Sauvage. Yep, still don't own it, and I'm okay with that. Minus the elixir flanker, but that doesn't really count. Sedley isn't a groundbreaker because it is a blue fragrance with ambroxan, a whole string of citruses, heightened by mint, lavender, and geranium, leading to a refined, sexy base of sandalwood, vetiver, patchouli, cedar, and cashmeran. It's watery and fresh, yet sexy and musky. Something PDM loves to do with their summer releases, and I kind of live for it. Of course, if you want a true summer beast, it doesn't get much more beastly than Erba Pura by Xerjoff, a fresh fruit basket on steroids. Taking performance to an even more nuclear level. Also a tad sexy and powdery with some musk, vanilla, and amber in the base. But it's all about the fresh, fruity fun here. Name a fruit. I'll bet it's mixed in here somewhere. Well, maybe not tomato, which we all now know is technically a fruit. My only negative with this one is its tendency to smell a little bit more on the synthetic side, but really only if you're right up on it. The intense power it has to push off your skin leaves a sweet, addictive, and compliment-pulling sillage in the air. So you can go real light on the trigger and it'll have you covered. Love me some Xerjoff. Love that fuzzy velvety bottle. Oh yeah. And I've been having a blast with this one this summer so far. And I've been having a blast dousing myself with this next one since I got it. A summertime staple of mine and my current favorite from the brand, Summer Vibes 4.0 by Authenticity Perfumes. Yep, I don't think I'll ever shut up about this one. This, on the other hand, smells like an eerily realistic pineapple popsicle. Nothing synthetic smelling about this, really. It's a creamy, sweet, fresh and fruity treat. Not nearly as beastly as the other two aforementioned, but at the price, I don't mind hosing myself down or reapplying. I've mentioned it so many times on here, I won't go into crazy detail, but it's basically a fun pineapple, citrus, and neroli blend with mint, clary sage, jasmine, and a nice backbone of Virginia cedar. I will always champ this one. You gotta try it. Of course, if you're looking for something just as light and fresh, but more mature, and also if you happen to hate money, you could always go with Creed Aventus Cologne. Yeah, one look at this price tag and you'll be saying, oh, I get it, Creed. You want one of my house payments. And, possibly one of my kidneys too. I'm sure that many of you would not find this price tag worth it, and I feel the same way when it comes to retail. I bought this one because I got insanely lucky and found it marked way down on a discounter. But even at the discounted price, it can still be a major deterrent for most consumers not wanting to pony up that kind of dough for the less iconic version of the legendary scent DNA. Even for as good as the King is, it's certainly a shadow of its former self due to reformulation over the years. Wow. Sorry. I didn't mean for this part of the video to be such a downer. Obviously, I do have a positive spin on this scent. After all, I do own it, don't I? Maybe it's because I've never smelled a vintage batch, but I actually really do love Aventus. So much so that I also wanted to own the more summer-tailored version. It is so very nice. They swapped the bergamot for mandarin orange, oak moss for vetiver, ambergris for styrax, but then a nice addition of ginger as a top note, which I'm fully on board for. Luckily, thank God, they kept the birch and pineapple. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! It would seem blasphemous to don the name Aventus without those two things. Kind of what it's famous for. And still has a nice sexy musk in the dry down. Most likely that white musk you find commonly in a lot of creeds. Performance is what to be expected. Not great. I mean, even the heavy version has to be reapplied at least 3 times in the span of a day. So double that for the cologne flanker. I would say this is a must-own for the hardcore Aventus lover. For those who use Aventus as their signature scent, but want to rock the fresher version in the blazing hot summer. It's just simply lovely, okay? Even if it's overpriced. But one I believe is 100% worth its price. One of the best multi-award winning compositions of all time. Ganymede by Marc-Antoine Barrois. Barrois. I think it's Barrois. I don't know. It's French. Expensive? Yes. Creed expensive? No. It's a fascinating blend with Italian orange, violet leaf, immortelle, and mineral notes. Bright and crisp enough for the warm weather, but suede, saffron, and akagala wood plunge this whole scent into the deep end. This is the Eau de Parfum concentration. It performs great on me, although I just found out about the brand new Xerjoff version, and I really want to try that. But from what I've heard from many reviewers who have tried it, many say the Xerjoff does not top the EDP. I'm sure several see this scent profile as perfumery perfection, myself included, and many are also predicting just as Baccarat Rouge 540 is currently spawning clone after clone in the fragrance universe, many feel that this type of scent may be the next wave of inspired releases in the mainstream market. I wouldn't be surprised. It's incredible. Like if you liquefied George Clooney's swagger and bottled it up. It's pure class. Of course, if that's still out of your budget, there's always Guerlain Homme Eau de Parfum. If you want the same classy effect and only want to spend 40 bucks. This cheapie is shockingly great. Well, maybe not that shocking. It is Guerlain after all. A world-renowned classic brand famed for their traditional approach to French perfumery. I don't know why they charge what they do for the name they've established, but I'm very pleased with pretty much everything I've smelled by them, and none of them cost me any vital organs. Guerlain Homme is their mojito scent with mint, rum, and lime, but then it dries down to a mature yet modern vetiver, patchouli, and cedar. Performance is fairly equivalent to Aventus Cologne, so personally I find this one much more worth getting if you're looking for a similar level of sophistication at like a 1/9 of the Creed price. Great little hidden gem right here, I think. Another really great summer cheapie, well, at least was before it was discontinued. Also from Guerlain, and one I didn't really like at first, but has grown on me since giving it a fair shake in the blistering summer heat. Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Sport. Now, I'm not a big sport scent guy. Most are really boring and just smell like cheap shower gel. Well, with the exception of a few like Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. But on the niche side, while still remaining relatively easy and dumb reach worthy, a niche no-brainer. This is one I would suggest you try if you're into sporty scents with something faintly uncommon going on in the background. The special feature in this one is that famous almond note found in the entire Guerlain L'Homme Ideal line, along with your more traditional watery, sporty notes, neroli, coumarin, patchouli, but then vetiver and spices add another slightly unconventional nuance. The sad news is, I got this for like 20 bucks a year ago, but since its discontinuation, the price has unfortunately gone up to a price I personally would never pay for this thing. But if you love this line like I do, it may be worth checking on periodically, as the price may fluctuate depending on availability. Kind of like this next one from Amouage. One I searched for day after day until I finally found a 50 milliliter bottle of Reflection Man. And check out the reflection on Reflection Man. Makes me really reflect on a lot of things.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's gotta be the most popular one from the brand because it's just nice and lovable. I'm so stoked to finally own it. This is still, as of now, easy to snag in the 50 mils. But even at 100 mils, you can still find it all over the discounters majorly marked down. It's such a great blend of gentlemanly notes such as petitgrain, rosemary, vetiver, patchouli, and cedar. But jasmine, ylang-ylang, neroli, and orris root makes this a definite niche fragrance. If you love the original Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier, this has been told to be the more niche-y older brother. For me personally, I don't really smell that much of a similarity, but to each their own. It's at the very least a must-try for everyone to get their nose on. And speaking of niche fragrances improving on existing designer hype monsters, Kilian's Vodka on the Rocks is the way better version of Abercrombie & Fitch's Fierce. Nice abs. I'm feeling strangely inadequate. This is practically what Fierce has always wanted to be, but just didn't have the know-how or the work ethic. Look, I'll be honest, I used to despise Fierce, but as I've grown on my fragrance journey, I have at least grown to appreciate it for the groundbreaker that it was. Maybe because finally they stopped pumping it through the air ducts in their stores, saturating the entire mall in a cloud of Fierce. I mean, too much of anything is a bad thing, right? Enough people must have complained. In all fairness, even though Vodka on the Rocks has a lot of similarities, I wouldn't completely call it a pound-for-pound knockoff clone either. You can pick up on several special aromatic distinctions like rhubarb, but mostly aldehydes, which are used so well in this blend to give you more of a cognitive feeling of sipping a cold glass of vodka on ice. It doesn't smell like vodka whatsoever, which is probably a good thing, because who wants a perfume that smells like Windex? And ice doesn't have a smell, so the use of aldehydes are brilliant. Then you got your cardamom, oak moss, lily of the valley, pink rose, coriander, and sandalwood. When you compare this to Fierce, it's much more refined, giving you the positive aspects of Fierce without the headaches. Which leaves us with only one more. This is one I just picked up on a whim while placing an online order to get free shipping, but I really like it. It's Hamptons by Bond Number 9, which I have sampled and smelled before I got it, but I haven't taken it out of the box yet because I haven't bought a Bond Number 9 since I started doing unboxing videos, so I figured I would just leave it in the box until I made this video so I could show you how cool the packaging is. There's just this kind of difficult to take off plastic sleeve. There we go. And Bond Number 9 does kind of go all out with their boxes. It's really cool. And there it is, a nice pretty blue bottle. Fitting to the name, Hamptons is like an upper-class marine scent. Pa, pa, pa. Very elegant indeed. A very similar vibe to Creed's Silver Mountain Water, which I think gets its comparison due to the muskiness. But Hamptons, I think, is a little bit more summer focused, whereas Silver Mountain Water is great in the spring. Hamptons has less of that inky black tea feel and more of a citrusy one. I love the use of florals, jasmine, Turkish rose, magnolia, and sage brings the class. One of those rare occurrences where Creed actually has Bond Number 9 beat when it comes to performance, which is why it's more ideal for the hot summer. When it starts projecting off your skin and mingles with the summer breeze, makes you smell fine. fine. It's just glorious, and everyone will think you own a house in the Hamptons. I know you really don't. Neither do I. But they don't know that. Happy summer, y'all! Thanks for joining me on this niche versus designer saga through the seasons. If you want to join me on any more crazy scent ventures, subscribe. And if you want to support my work, please like, ring the bell, spread the word, and of course tell me about your current summertime scent adventures in the comments. All right, you hot nostrils. See you at the pool party. I heard Sauvage makes swim trunks now. Okay, weird way to end a video. See you on the next one. The doctor is out. In the good old summertime, in the good old summertime.